Hi, this is Monica, and it's so good to be back talking about book here on this account. I want to talk about the books that I read in 2025. Not much, 20 something, but I would still like to come here and talk about them so that I get a chance to say what I like and what I didn't, which I already did in my reviews, but it's good to summarize. So I think I would call this a part one because it will be a very long video, and I know that people don't watch and don't want to watch long videos. So I think I'll start off with some of the physical books that I read, and maybe part two I'll cover about the books that I read on Kindle, and plus some of the other physical books that I can't find the copies of, and I'm sure they're somewhere with my friends who have not written. So if you're watching this video, please give my books back, which you promised to read, by the way. So I think I'll start off with the first book that I read in 2025, which is called Welcome to the Yunam Dong Bookshop. So this is a Korean book written by a Korean author, and it's about. I mean, if you're someone who loves book and have ever dreamed of owning a bookshop, this is a perfect book for you. I won't give you a story, but it talks about what it feels like to build something of your own with the intention of living a life which actually makes impact, and actually while doing this you're coming out of your own struggle, your own issues. So yeah, that's one thing. So I love this book. I remember the feeling of reading this book, how I felt after reading this book. So amazing, I guess. Next up, we have these two books that are written by the same author. So, Lallan Sweets and Once Upon a Curfew. So, both of them are written by Shrishti Chaudhary. Very fresh writing, I would say. And if you're someone who have read Indian romance books, so there is a certain type, in a way, that the books are always written. So, these two are very different than the other Indian romance books I've ever read before. Very fresh, very nice, and fast-paced writing, and good, clean romances. If you're looking for something desi, something that's set in 1900s. Next one is interesting, called Hunchback, which I hated. And I remember buying this when International Booker Prize for 2025, the long list was announced. And I don't remember the reason I bought this, but I definitely regretted this. And a good lesson for all of us that you should not read the books that only comes on the long list or the award list, etc., because not all of them deserve to be on that list. Like, for example, this book, there's no way there's no way jury has selected this book to be on the long list. I do understand that, yes, we want representation and all of that, but this is not the book that you should put on the long list. But I have talked to few people who have the same opinion as mine about this book, and I'm happy that many people feel the way that I feel the way about this book. Anyways, this is about a character who has muscle disorder, lives in a care house, tweets anonymously, but a very weird sequence of events, no story. So I don't recommend actually. Next up, one of the books that I loved reading in 2025 is The Thousand Splendid Suns. So I love Khaled Hosseini. I've read The Kite Runner, but I cannot take so much of trauma in a go. So that time I said, like, no more Khalid Hosseini for some time. But finally in 2025 I read this book with my friend, and I loved it. So yeah, that was about the part one, and I think I'll shoot. Hopefully, I shoot the part two very soon, um, and I'll let you know which books I liked and which I didn't. So bye bye.